Camera crew Jeff Mackley and Brad Ambrose were two men on a mission in the North Canterbury Hills. They'd been sent there on Tuesday by 3 News to record the snowfall. What their cameras captured, though, was a large moving animal, a UFO, an unidentified feline object. Cindy Harper has their story and their images.
Oh yeah, I see it. That's pretty big. That's not a cat.
Hey?
That isn't a cat, that's huge.
That's what I mean.
I mean, we're on the full doubler at 1 kilometre away and it's pretty big.
Photographer Bradley Ambrose and cameraman Jeff Mackley in the back blocks of North Canterbury.
It's huge. That's not a cat.
In Jeff's all-terrain mobile film unit, they were chasing the storm and ended up in pursuit of an animal they now believe was a giant feral feline.
Too big to be a cat.
It was too big. It walked like a cat. It was too big to be a domestic cat, and it wasn't a dog.
Well, from about 1 kilometre away on that steep downhill bit, we were looking over at the bridge because the road was a bit gnarly, and saw this, what I thought was a possum. Then it looked like a cat. Then I realised we were about 1 kilometre away, and it had to be a bloody big cat. And so then we started filming, and this is about where we saw it from over there, and I've got no idea. It's big.
But just how big? Well, with no other objects in shot, it's hard to gauge.
Brad started taking photos and then he started yelling at me, "Get the tripod now."
24 hours on from their sighting, the pair spoke to us in Christchurch today.
Once I zoomed in on it with the big TV camera, I realised that it was a hell of a long way away and it was very big. You know, it looked to be the size of, you know, a very large dog, but it was definitely not a dog. It was a cat the size of, you know, a German Shepherd or something that big. It was not your normal cat.
It was so unusual, I knew I had to get some shots straight away before it disappeared.
There was definite cat footprints that had walked across this bridge. We'll get them on the other side. We'll stop.
They drove to where they saw the animal walking and found paw prints.
So is that? It's not a cat. Holy shit. Do you see? Is that a ruler? It's 10 centimetres.
Roughly the size of a computer mouse.
Here's the print. Well, we've just seen a very large, what looks like a cat. I think we've all seen and heard about the stories of something in these parts.
Not so much in these parts, North Canterbury, but in mid-Canterbury, large cat sightings are part of local folklore.
It was as big as a Labrador. The average moggie's about this big, but this thing was, yeah.
About from there to about there tall, I suppose.
It's very big, it's very healthy, it's got a long fluffy tail.
He took some good images of a big black object, but against the white snow, it's obvious this animal does not resemble a black panther. We sent the photos and moving images to staff at Arana Park. In their view, it is a large domestic cat.
Well, I don't think so. And I've seen them, you know, in the wild and seen tigers in Siberia and that, and they're a hell of a lot bigger than the domestic cat. I mean, this was a large cat. It was a mountain lion size cat that you'd see in North America.
So now this couple of committed storm chasers want to dig a little deeper. They want to go back to the back of beyond.
We're keen to get a normal cat from somewhere. If anyone's got one we can borrow, and go up there with it and get the same distance, exactly the same place, and get a normal cat in the same place. And I'd be betting that we would barely see it, and that will really start to prove how big this thing is.
Mm. Yeah, I've seen enough Disney movies to know that that's not a dog.
And we've already had some feedback on the Canterbury cat. The first is from B. Smith. Fantastic. I saw what looked like a giant cat. I thought it was a lynx while cycling the Central Otago Rail Trail. When I told everyone back home, no one would believe me. Thank you. The proof was out there. And Michelle says the cat could be a Maine Coon breed cat. They're a big breed cat from the States. There are breeders in New Zealand. They grow very big and weigh 10 kilograms or more. There are several breeders in the south.